We live? Okay, that's great. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's pack some orders. Pack some orders. This is the first time I'm live packing orders. How does it look? It looks good to me. Okay. I'll say that this is not my favorite part. I still have to work on the equipment that I use to make these coasters because they get way too dusty and I don't like the dust. So I have to come through with this towel and clean them off every time. And this just adds a bunch of extra labor to these coasters. Generally speaking, I'm trying to reduce the labor on these coasters as much as possible. I mean, that's any business's goal is to reduce cost of goods. Because if you're producing a product and you're doing it, you can provide it very quick, very easily. That's great. And then your margins are just your cost of acquiring a customer and your what would it be a cost of acquiring a customer really? Because it's cost of acquiring a customer and cost of providing service. And if you can provide your service, like the material in this is really not that expensive. So the largest part that's stopping me from scaling my business right now is just the cost of my labor because I can't produce more. If I could produce more, then I'd make more money. That's how most e-commerce businesses are. They uh, they scale until you hit a constraint, which for e-commerce is always production, because distribution is easy. And then once you hit a production constraint, that's when you have the real problem, and you have to spend way too many waking hours trying to resolve it so that you can deliver your product at a larger scale and on a wider distribution. Uh, Generally speaking, e-commerce businesses always face problems with production. Uh, Whether you do it overseas or domestically, production is the number one hardest thing you can do in a business. It is hard. It is very hard to run a good production business. These are going to be over here. These are for defects. I'm going to have to come through and fix these later. It's because there's a mark on here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a mark here that I need to fix later. Okay. Let's see. I need to put these over here. So this is how I currently do it. So the way this works is I have my cork here. And so I take my cork and I stick it onto the coaster. Mm. Okay. One more. Okay, so now we have our cork on. You can see that looks pretty good. I like that, but still a little bit dusty. So what I do is I come through with my wet rag here. This is just damp, so it collects any dust that's from the process, and I just wipe it down one more time. to make sure I get all of the dust I can off it. Because at the end of the day, if you have returns, it will kill your business. Returns will kill your business. So if you're trying to start a product business, it's your goal to try to produce the most perfect, most beautiful little angel of a product you can. And then you'll still get returns and you'll feel bad. But that's okay. So I do it like this. When I take these and I wrap them individually in these bubble wrap sleeves. These are great. You can buy these bubble wrap sleeves on Uline, and they're pretty cheap. They're more expensive than I'd like, but they're pretty cheap. And they work great for protecting these coasters. Like, they just are beautiful. Okay. And that there is how they look when they're all packed up, and then they go in a pile there, and then we do it again. You'll find that production is quite repetitive. You're doing it right. I mean, production shouldn't be much of a surprise. It should just be a lot of the same work over and over again. Let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's just oh, my 3D printer finished. Try to always make sure I get the prettiest side to give to the customer, because I want them to have a nice, pretty thing to look at. So I'll put the cork on the ugliest side I can find. Okay, and then sometimes there's a little bit of a burr. So I just hit it with this file here. Trying to get rid of this. I don't like doing this so late in the process, but that's okay. That's what we have to do today, because I can't fix it. I have to fix it for the next ones. But it's a bit late now for these. Okay. You'll notice that I'm not super worried about going fast right now. And that's largely because this is the last stage in the process. And so this is effectively my quality control. And if you rush here and end up making something that people don't like, you'll end up having a very bad day. So it's just better to take the quality control and the packing nice and slow until you get the product really under control. Once you do this long enough, you'll find that it'll speed up on its own. So you don't have to like try to be moving really fast or rushing it. Just take it slow. In production, slow is steady and steady is fast. So just try to maintain your control. Don't be walking around more than you have to. Don't be doing a bunch of stuff you don't have to. But at the same time, don't be killing yourself trying to get it done super fast. Because that will only make it harder for you in the long run. Mm-hmm. Come on. Some of these can be a bit tight. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My goal for right now is to be getting enough of these. I can ship out 5 boxes. Amazon will give you preferential shipment if you ship out 5 units at a time. In this case, a unit being 16 sellable SKUs. And so if I make 80 sets of 4 for me, then I will save a bunch of money on shipping, which is great. Just looking at my neighbor, we're delivering something. Okay. Let's see here. Sometimes sandpaper can be really nice for this too, just to smooth over any rough edges. This helps remove any kind of burr that you might see. You don't want there to be anything that could feel rough or scratchy. Nobody likes getting scratched. Okay, feels pretty good. Let me hit this with the file real quick. This. Lost our sandpaper. This here is a 3D print that I made. I'm actually really happy with this. It's a cool design. It's a vacuum cleaner attachment, and you just it's just a cylinder here that you put your vacuum cleaner, your shop vac on, and then you can screw it onto whatever you want and make a basically anything into a vacuum cleaner attachment. It's pretty cool in my book. I like that because there's a lot of things I want to add downdraft to. Talk about that later. I need more corks. I get my corks made and shipped to me, and they come in these big bundles. I think this is 50. So I just cut them open like that. Okay. The scissor lift they got there. They doing some kind of work. Hopefully I don't get any flack for using a Christmas towel for this, but in my defense, it is out of season, so. Okay. I need more of my my packets here. They're over here. I probably need to plug in my laptop. I'm gonna lose you lose the live stream here if I don't. lost the. Okay. Put these over here. And let me grab a power cord for the laptop. I find that as I get old, not that I'm old, but I feel old, I start making more noises when I bend over. Okay. Now time for this. Sometimes it's fun to zone out. Production is always about just like what do you say? Almost a meditation. It should be meditative if you're doing it right. Just very quiet. In my opinion, I hate with a passion loud noises in production. Like if you're doing any kind of repetitive task and you have to deal with a lot of banging or like just a lot of loud noises, it is, in my opinion, like the worst experience because you can't get into a flow state where you're just doing and not have to think. There's always something distracting me, and that's how my last job was. There's always people banging on stuff for no reason. That was particularly annoying at the time. Okay. Now these are not very good. I'm gonna have to do a better job of deburring these next time. These are not good at all. Oh, that was awfully not good. Bum, bum, bum. It feels pretty lovely. Sorry for the loud noises. Nothing I can do about that. As you can see, this is already way too much labor to put into this. But today, we just need the job to be done. We don't need to be worrying about uh, labor or anything like that. We just need the job to be done. So we will make it happen. This is still, in a large way, production runoff. As in, if you're not familiar with, sorry, scam call. If you're not familiar with way production works, is usually the first 2 weeks you're you turn on a machine, just stuff doesn't go right. I don't know why it's always the same story, but you just can't get it to run. You can't get it to run right off the bat. So it takes a couple weeks to get everything dialed in. And this is part of the process of dialing in the machinery. And it's just going to be slow because we can't just throw the product away, even though it's a little bit defective. We have to make it work. Okay. That's another 6 done. Okay. The scam calls will never stop. Especially when you're a small business owner. You get a lot of scam calls. Oh no, I lost the pop. Tiring process, I tell you. If you ever hear the misconception that small business owners, or that you can start your own thing and you'll have so much free time because it'll just be magic and you'll have passive income, it never works out. You always end up working more and getting paid less. But you do own your work and you get to pick your hours. So that makes it work out. But it's definitely not passive income. There is almost no such thing as passive income, unless you're truly like what do you call it, a rich kid who gets free money from. But I never had that luxury to get an endowment. That was not in the cards for me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is going pretty well so far. I mean, we're making a pretty good chunk of progress here. We got our 3D printer working. That was broken this morning. When I moved the dang thing, there was a spring in the back of those X1 Carbons, the Bamboo Labs printers, and if the spring gets like catty-wonky in the right way, it'll just stop printing at random times. Uh, and it is somewhat difficult to diagnose because the firmware, the little touchpad there said it was a hot end issue, not a filament feeding issue. So I was a bit confused and spent, I don't know, like 3-4 days fixing the wrong thing completely. Ended up wasting that time, messing with it. Mm-hmm. For me, when I put the coasters in the little bags here, it's a little bit of magic that happens because before they're in these wrappers, each one is a headache for me. Like each one is a problem that needs to be finished. But once they're in the wrappers, I never look at them again. And so they feel like just numbers and just money. Feels like money on the table once they're all wrapped up and done. Before that, they just feel like a pain in my backside. Okay. I need to work on my posture. It's hard doing this much moving. It's hard on my back. I need to spend a few days just stretching and then get back to the gym eventually one of these days. find it hard to have time for the gym right now with all the work I'm doing. Can't you see the scissor lift there a little bit? Okay. I don't like the feeling on my hands when they're like kind of like chalky. That's one thing I don't like at all is like climbing chalk. It's like that's like one of my ticks, like one of my things. It's just like I can't think about the idea of like powdery hands. Make sure I get the pretty side and give it to the customer. Wouldn't want the customer to get the ugly side of the coaster. I hope I have enough to do my order. I mean, this obviously won't be enough, but I have some more over there that I can do tomorrow. And maybe then I could get an order out. Okay. bum, 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 bum. Oh, I need to put the cork on. That'd be really embarrassing if they get their units and they didn't have any cork. Uh, have to start using my right hand to do the cork because my left hand is cramping. Mm-hmm. Okay, bum, bum. Mm-hmm. What's the time? What are we at? 3:50, 4 o'clock? Not too bad. Not too bad. I have a segment coming up I want to do. I want to do 2 more segments today. I want to do a little presentation on the market. It's a rough draft. I'm not very good at this whole content thing yet. No matter how hard I try to be good at content, it always seems to elude me. I'm not a natural in the slightest when it comes to content. Not a natural when it comes to most things, actually. Stretch out my back a little bit. Ooh, feels good. I wonder if there's a viewer count. I mean, can't even tell if there's any viewers. No one's giving me any conversations in the chat. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay. I think I just did this one, but I'm gonna do it again. It's better than not doing it at all. Okay. Tell you, I do not understand making content. It's okay. We'll just get started with going live. I think if I go live for maybe 100 hours, maybe more, it'll just get more natural. Like when I first started recording videos, it felt so unnatural. Now it only feels very unnatural. But that's okay. We just keep going. You can't give up on something just because it's hard. Feel a little bit like Bob Ross, happy little coasters. They're just happy little coasters. You don't want to force them to be something they're not. They're just happy little coasters. Eight plus 4. This is one box. This here is one box I have now. And maybe it's 2 boxes. Hope it's 2 boxes. It'd be very nice if I didn't have to do any shenanigans. But we'll see. Okay. It's amazing how you get weird skills in production. Get skills that some people in production, you get skills that some people would say are natural. Like me, I can tell the feeling of 6 coasters without counting them. Here, let's see if I can do it. Not even close. 6 coasters. 6 coasters. That was 7. That's 6 coasters. So maybe I'm not that unnatural. Oh, man. This is probably scrap. probably turn down the gain on this a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny. You'll see this in business, that when you get into a business, that you get into business, you'll feel like every other business there is easier than yours. Uh, it's a pretty natural feeling because your business is hard and you see other people succeeding in theirs. But the truth of the matter is that every business is equally hard. It turns out that no matter what field you're in, it's usually pretty uh, equally difficult to start a business because the better a business is, naturally, the more competition it'll get. The more competition it'll get, the more your margins will decrease, and the more your margins decrease, the more you have to make do with less. If you have to make do with less, you have longer days and harder nights, and uh, so it turns out that in effect, no matter how much you think your business is worse, it really works out that every business is equally hard. One way I like to think about it, and this is a bit academic, is that see, this is going to get really deep, but that's fine. If you look at the risk-free rate, right? The risk-free rate in finance is the rate at which the 10-year treasury is, roughly speaking. And so any investment that makes more than the 10-year treasury, the US Treasury, will be worth doing because it's risk-free rate. If your risk-adjusted rate of return is better than the risk-free rate, then you should take on the project. Meaning that if you can make more money by investing in something than just giving it to the government, you should do that. But what that means is that every project that is floating above the risk-free rate will find money. Like in business, small business especially, we think it's like hard to find capital. But if you look out in the world, if you have cash flows, if you have money coming into your business, it's basically effortless to find capital. Finding capital is the easiest thing in the world if you have cash flow and if you have a real business, obviously. Um, and so capital, generally speaking, is not really a constraint on business. It could be a constraint on ownership, right? It's a constraint on how much of the business you own, but of businesses in general, it's not. And so that means that any project that can find risk-adjusted returns above the risk-free rate, they will have as much capital as they need to make that investment. So generally speaking, all companies are financed at just the right level so that they have enough money to outperform the government. Generally speaking, there's obviously some outliers. But what it means in broad market dynamics is that you have every business fighting on about the same playing field, even if you're in, one's in finance and one's in, cookies. One makes cookies, one makes, what is it, leveraged buyouts. It's roughly speaking all the same. As from a finance standpoint, it's all the same as long as you can get that return on investment. It's kind of teaches you how every business is the same in practice. Okay, making progress. Okay, now time to box these up. Wait, I need my bubble wrap. That's what I'm looking for. Looks like my audio is clipping. Let me fix that. That's probably pretty annoying. Try it there. I think that should probably limit the audio clipping. Not optimal. Let's see. Okay. Okay, and then I also have these little cards. I put in these little cards that say thanks, and they also ask for a review if the customer has time, which I find is a great, great way to get reviews on Amazon. Everyone tries these, what I believe to be somewhat like underhanded ways to get reviews on Amazon, promising gift cards or free orders or all kinds of stuff, right? And it's like gray zone with Amazon because it's like they won't kick you off the platform most of the times, but it's not exactly a good thing to do. But for me, it's like it's so easy. You just write a little handwritten note, you say thanks on it, and I find that that works way better than all those scammy, scummy things like giving away gift cards. It's just, I don't know. Seems like a little bit just like disappointing. Like I think we should have more genuine uh, genuine interactions, little things that are real rather than, transactional. Like the world's plenty enough transactional nowadays. We don't need to make the world even more transactional with the work we do. My gosh. Oh, that's a blank. Okay. Maybe I should add some music, lo-fi music, something that works well. But today I am just relaxing like this. Tape. I need my tape. My kingdom for some tape. This is the other thing I like. Let me show you this. Grab my stand here. Here's a little stand I have. Put a clamp on it, and now I have a tape roll. So the way I do the tape is that this is custom paper tape from Sticker Mule, I think it is. I think it's Sticker Mule. But I put little thanks on it so that I know where to cut it. So I just cut between the thanks with my knife here, and then that way it's the perfect length every time, and it goes pretty quick. You can buy some automatic dispensers that cut it for you and everything, but money. You can get away with being cheap and be cheap, and this is plenty quick for what I'm doing. It's not like I'm doing this a million times a day. It's just, 10 minutes here and there. I'd like to get rid of it, but all things in due time. With business, it's all about picking your battles. You have to pick your battles and only fight the ones you can take on. And so be very careful that you don't try to fight every battle at once, and that you don't lose focus on what you can achieve. because execution is the number one thing you need to have in business. It doesn't matter if you finish half of a project, it doesn't make you money until it's 100% done. Usually, I mean, there's some exceptions to that, but usually you need to get 100% of the way there to make your money. So stay focused on what you've started. Call it the girl in the red dress syndrome from The Matrix. And the idea being is that there's always a pretty girl out there in a nice dress that, looks also appealing. You can think and imagine all the beautiful things and how great life would be if you had that woman in the red dress. Or man. It could be a man, too, for that matter. But then you actually meet them, and after you do all of your time, spend a bunch of time with them, you realize that, oh, there's so much wrong with them. They have issues. They're in debt. They, have disease, whatever it may be. And every time you think that this next woman with the red dress will be the perfect woman, perfect mate. But there's always, always, always something behind the curtains that you don't know about. So just stick to what you have. As J. Cole put it, love yours. You'll never be happy till you love yours. Okay, I'm just putting these in a box now. Get shipped out. This is the last time I will see these units. Oh, I gotta put these on. These are UPC stickers from Amazon. They have the barcode on them, so I just put them on. Last thing, they're in the box here. It would be better if I could do this, like have it printed on the tape somewhere, or have it automatic so I didn't have to put these stickers on. In reality, there's no reason I should have to do this at all. It should just be on the packaging. But for today, like I said, we just make it happen. I do wonder if we'll have enough units, because this is 3 boxes. I think awfully concerning that we're running out of units already. I was hoping we would have more. Oh well. As we say in the business, it is what it is. That is the business of being a man. That's what we say. Number one way to hide your disappointment. It is what it is. I guess we have some more here. This is probably fine. Maybe I'm overreacting. I can be a little dramatic, too. Almost packed somebody an extra unit. Okay, well, we're good. When you do it so much, you can tell instantly that you packed it wrong. Is how you know you've done something a bunch of times. You have this sixth sense for it. Uh, this is fun. Uh, sorry, this is not very fun. I need to be more energetic if I'm gonna keep viewers and make people have a good time. Okay. But also there's a certain type of vibe that I enjoy, just doing work quietly. It doesn't have to be super entertaining, whatever. This could just be a vibe. You know, we're just vibing, having fun. Okay. A few more boxes. Let me do all of these. Why not? Okay. I'm gonna need to streamline this process a lot. It's too long as it is. I want to buy a jig of some kind, maybe, from China, to make these boxes faster. But I could just kind of just go plunk, and it makes a box. I don't know if that exists, if that's a real thing, but it sounds cool. Okay. Boom, boom. These over here. 1, 2, 3 units. 2, 3 units. Coming up. Okay. Perfect. We make a new box here. On tape. Oh god. I am not having a good time with this tape. You'd think tape that's made to be sticky would stick. But maybe I'm the crazy one. Need some more tape. One thing I'm struggling with is that I just moved, so I don't have enough table space to actually be doing all this work. I need more space if I'm going to be doing a continuous process. But I don't have space because it's all messed up. Everything's messed up. Moving is terrible. I mean, it's great. I'm actually enjoying it a lot here, but it is also terrible. Terrible for my production for sure. That is a sure thing. Just if this paper tape doesn't get wet enough, it doesn't stick. This sprayer bottle, this garden sprayer bottle is one of my favorite things ever. There's nothing quite as nice as having a water sprayer around for cleaning tables, for water tape, for anything you need. Like having a water sprayer is great. And the fact that you don't have to like charge it or do anything like that is amazing to me. Simple tool, but I enjoy it. Okay. Back to the grind now. Literally, pun intended. I mean, maybe this goes well. I mean, we still have a decent amount of product left here. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 6, 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, roughly. We get 16 out of this. That'd be very good. There's definitely a product over there that we could do too. But yeah, I think we have a good number of units here. Oh, that said, production is exhausting. Let me grab some water. Stretching the back. Okay. Oh. No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay, where's my rag? Where did I put that? Here it is. losing a lot of units due to scrap. We'd open up a new package of cork. Uh, That's a good business idea. An AI first ISO system. If I was going to start a software company, that would be a good software company. AI first ISO system. That is an interesting idea. Oh man, tired. Lot of dang units. Lot of units. Think we take a break. Oh, I haven't even been live this whole time. Oh no, I am. Viewers. That's okay. It's not even me. Just that's the way of the world. Oh, it's I can watch what I did live. That's kind of cool. Okay, well, I'll be back in a few minutes. Leaving my microphone. Oh, jeez. Crazy. Okay, we are back. Had to trim my nails there because I have an injury. Okay. Two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. This is good news because it looks like we'll have a full 5 boxes by tomorrow. It'll be extremely good. So I can start making some money again. My posture is so bad. So exhausting. I need more of these bubble pouches. Do one more here. I'll have 5. And we can finish off that first row. That'd be good. Ah. One, two, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just got to keep making content. Okay. Do 8 more. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 3-ish more than after that. No one says starting a business will be easy. That is true. And if they do, they are lying to you. It is absolutely not easy. Can't be easy. Oh, my back is cramping. Something awful. Oh, let me get some Tylenol. Uh, oh my gosh, my back is so bad. God, it's Tuesday. Ugh. Oh man, let me kill it. I think that was good for today. How long have we been live? I'm gonna do another live segment. 2 hours and 2 hours. It's not bad for production actually. 2 hours, like 2 boxes. It's not bad at all. Good day, good day, good day. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna call it there. My everything hurts. So I'm gonna take a break, and then we'll record a segment today. Still, don't know what, but we will. Okay, well that's it for today. Thanks for joining.